All right, YouTube, let's have a little chat here. Now, on this one, we're going to talk about 22 long rifle and its use in a survival situation. And I think that 22 long rifle in a survival situation is an absolutely great choice. I recommend, if you haven't thought about it or you're thinking about it, to have a listen here. And again, do some of your own research, because research is always an important part of, learning. But let's have a little talk here about 22 LR, the little only 22 LR. Now, that's not very big, and some will look at that and some will see that and go, yeah, no thanks. Well, hold on a minute. In a survival situation, I feel like you're likely not going to be, packing a whole lot of ammo. You're certainly not gonna. I doubt some. Every case is different, but I doubt most folks will have, a 50 cal can like this one, packing it through the woods. I really don't think that's going to happen. Maybe it will in some situations, but I honestly doubt it. I have this can here set up because I do a lot of plinking. Take my kids and my wife out, and we do a lot of 22 shooting. But in a survival situation, if I was ever in one, I would not be grabbing the whole 50 cal can like this and packing it out into the woods. It simply just wouldn't happen because it's heavy, and yeah, you want lightweight in those situations. You don't want to be packing on a boat anchor per se. So there's that. Again, you can pick up a whole handful of 22 LR and stuff that in your pockets, and that's a lot of rounds right there. I mean, that's probably twice or three times the amount of rounds you could hold in your hand with this stuff, as opposed to doing the exact same thing if you were to grab 308 or 30-06 or whatever caliber you choose. You're obviously, it's light, it's small, you can pick up more of it and carry more of it with you in these types of scenarios. And I think that 22 LR is in up to 100 yards. 22 LR is very accurate. Obviously the gun is a factor, which gun you shoot it out of, and there's various different leads, right? I mean, there's hollow points, there's lead round nose. Most of this in here is 40 grain, which is more than enough out of a 22 LR to take care of this grouse and the squirrels and other small game. And I would dare say that in a survival situation, inside of 100 yards, probably closer to 50 would be probably the optimal. But if you had to stretch it out to 100, you probably could. You probably could, with if you're a really good shot, take a deer with it. And I think that the 22 LR is very capable of doing that. Again, with proper distance and proper shot placement. Clearly, you're not shooting at a deer, or you should not be shooting at a deer or a large animal of any kind with a 22 LR at 200 yards. Obviously, that is foolish, and you shouldn't do it. So if you're thinking about, I'm going to carry 22 LR and I'm going to be shooting at moose at 250 yards, well, I think you need to, stop and think about that, because that's just not a good idea. But back to my point. Inside of 100 yards, in a survival situation, I think that the 22 LR is more than capable of serving your needs. And yes, there are other calibers. Yes, there's 223, which works just fine. Yes, there's, 7.62 by 39, works just fine. Yes, there's 243, works just fine. You're right. But I think that in terms of, the overall weight and how much a person can carry, I think that the 22 LR is the best caliber in a survival type situation. And another factor maybe to consider in these types of scenarios possibly is sound. 22 LR is a lot quieter than 30-06. 22 LR is a lot quieter than 223. Maybe you're in a situation where you don't want to be heard from 3 miles away. 22 LR inside of 100 yards, that sound is not going to travel 3 miles. But I would very much venture a guess, and I would say with some certainty that that 223 or that 30-06, the sound off of that, I would say it could probably be heard a few miles away. So another thing to possibly consider, right? But like I said, I think that 22 LR is absolutely a good idea to carry in a survival situation, and I would seriously consider having 22 LR being, one of, if not my main survival round. And there are a variety of firearms that take 22 LR. There's the Ruger 1022. There's, the Mossberg 702 Plinksters one. Marlin makes a 22 rifle, right? So lots of different options. A variety of manufacturers make them. Savage makes a 22 LR, right? So there are options out there, but don't dismiss it. I realize that a lot of guys see it and then scoff at it, and oh well, it's just some little old 22. Well, yeah, but let's not just discard it right away, because I think there's a lot of really good value in 22 LR in a survival situation. So anyways, that's all I got on that one, guys. I just wanted to add that and put that out there for something to think about, something to chew over, and let me know what you think. What are your rounds of preference? What rounds and what guns do you think would work well in a survival type situation? Let me know in the comments. All right, there we go. We're done, and I will see you guys on the next one.